All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into something that's literally the engine of Pakistan's economy, its massive transportation network. We're talking everything from chaotic city streets all the way to the highest paved road on the entire planet. It's a huge story of ambition, some really tough challenges, and a future that could honestly reshape the whole region.
So let's kick things off with a number that, well, it pretty much says it all. 82%. That's the percentage of people in Pakistan who rely on roads to get around. Now, that's not just a statistic, right? It shows you the absolute, undeniable dominance of road transport. It's how the nation moves every single day.
Okay, so keeping that huge number in mind, let's get our boots on the ground. We're going to start by looking at the two real titans of land transport. First, that sprawling road network that carries the immense weight of the country's movement. And second, its historic but kind of struggling railway system.
At the very heart of Pakistan's road system, you have the N5 highway. Think of it as the country's main artery. It stretches over 1,800 kilometers, and it's just constantly pumping goods, people, and commerce between the massive port city of Karachi in the south and all the bustling industrial hubs up north.
And if the N5 is the workhorse, then you've got the Karakoram Highway, which is, wow, it's the absolute showstopper. This thing isn't just a road, it is a stunning marvel of engineering. It literally carves the path through the highest mountains in the world to connect Pakistan with its neighbor China. Just incredible.
All right, let's switch tracks, literally, and talk about the railways. With almost 12,000 kilometers of track, you'd think this network would be a total powerhouse, right? A steel skeleton moving the economy. But, well, its glory days seem to be overshadowed by a really challenging present.
So what's going on here? Well, the tough reality is Pakistan's railways are in a pretty serious state of decline. It's like a perfect storm of aging, unreliable engines, not enough investment coming in for years, and just deep-seated problems with how things are run. And this doesn't just mean a few delays. It means a slower, more expensive journey for businesses and a really unreliable option for millions of people.
So while things on the ground are complicated, let's say, Pakistan's connection to the rest of the world is absolutely vital. So now, let's look up to the skies and out to the seas to see how the country plugs into the global economy.
When you need speed, nothing beats air travel, right? Through its national airline and 8 international airports, Pakistan keeps that direct link open to the world's major economic hubs. We're talking not just tourism, but high-value, time-sensitive cargo and super important business travel.
But, when it comes to moving stuff, a massive amount of stuff, the sea is still king. The country's 2 huge seaports near Karachi are basically the lifeblood of its international trade. They are these immense gateways handling almost everything that comes into and goes out of the country.
Okay, so we've got all these options on the table, right? Roads, rails, planes, ships. So how on earth do you choose the right one? It's this constant puzzle, what I like to call the great transport trade-off, where every single choice is a balancing act between speed, cost, and how much you can carry. Let's really break this puzzle down, and we'll start with moving goods. If you've got cargo to ship, what factors are going to decide the smartest, most efficient choice for you?
And this chart just lays it out so perfectly. There is no best answer, It completely depends. If you're shipping something like prized mangoes to Europe, you gotta use air freight, even though it costs a fortune. But if you're moving thousands of tons of steel, you're gonna put it on a slow but super cheap cargo ship. It is all about that trade-off.
Okay, that's freight. But what about us? When we're the ones moving, not products, the whole calculation it flips on its head. The focus suddenly shifts from things like cargo capacity to comfort, convenience, and our own personal priorities.
See, for people, it becomes way more personal. A road trip, that's all about freedom, right? Going anywhere you want, anytime. But it has its risks. Flying is obviously the fastest way to get from Karachi to Islamabad for a meeting, but it's going to hit your wallet. And for a long trip, the train can be a comfortable, scenic option, as long as you're not in a huge hurry. It all comes down to what you value most, your time, your money, or the journey itself.
But what if? What if there was something on the horizon that could totally change this entire equation? A real game changer. Well, out on the coast of Balochistan, that's exactly what's happening. And its name is Gwadar.
The secret to Gwadar's power is simple. Location, location, location. Just look at where it is, perched right at the mouth of the Strait of Hormuz. That's one of the most critical energy choke points in the world, with a huge chunk of global oil passing through.
Its location puts it right at the crossroads of international trade.
But Gwadar isn't just a dot on a map. It's the crown jewel of this massive project called the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC for short. We're talking billions in Chinese investment pouring in to build new highways, modern rail links, and an economic free zone, all designed to turn Gwadar from a quiet town into a major global trade hub.
And you know, this isn't just about big ships and container cranes. The real hope here, the bigger picture, is what it can do for the people. The goal is to bring jobs, modern infrastructure, and a whole new era of prosperity to Balochistan, which has historically been one of Pakistan's most underdeveloped regions. It's a shot at uplifting an entire community.
So that's the big question, isn't it? Can one single port really redefine a nation's entire economic destiny? Pakistan is making a huge bet that it can't. The success or failure of this massive project won't just shape Pakistan's future, it could redraw the economic map for this entire part of the world. And believe me, everyone is watching.